The year is 2009. The world teeters on the brink of nuclear war. Tensions between capitalist and communist nations are at boiling point. Every opportunity for peace has failed, as if an invisible hand inexorably steers humanity towards annihilation. We Xenonauts know the truth. The dark forces poisoning our politics are not human in origin, and we must protect our planet against this extraterrestrial threat however we can. After years spent gathering information on an enemy that few believe exist, we are finally ready to strike back. The war for our future begins now.
All right, here we are. It's been a while since we have listened to this music, since we have seen this strategic map, but it is time to finally play Xenonauts 2 again. What we are looking at here is essentially a complete version of the game. There is definitely some polish and bug fixes that need to happen, a little bit of extra stuff, but in terms of features, we are at a complete stage. So I'm finally happy to commit to a full campaign, and we will liberate Earth from the alien menace once and for all. Now, as with every single game start, we need to place our base. And I'm quite excited for this because there's been a lot of changes since I last played the game, and I've deliberately kept myself in the dark for a lot of them. For example, those of you who have only watched my videos will notice that there is a doomsday counter at the bottom of the screen. I'm pretty sure that wasn't in the last version that I played. If it was, it wasn't fully implemented. The first stage of the campaign has changed quite a lot. We're now trying to stop doomsday rather than dealing with the alien invasion to begin with. And we've got a few new mechanics to sort out. But the first thing we need to do is place our base. Now, the 3 concentric circles are showing us the radar ranges once we've upgraded or built additional radars. So we're looking at something that covers a lot of landmass. And they've added a little bit of a balancing to this. So for example, if I was to put our base, say for example, in Northeast Africa with a really good coverage, it's going to cost me $1.5 million to place it. But if I wanted to go place it down in New Zealand, it's going to cost me $500,000 because we're basically not covering anything. So there's a proportional cost depending on how much territory you are covering. And I think, unfortunately, just with the way geography works, the best location for your first base is somewhere around here. If we just kind of manipulate things a little bit, we can cover almost all of Europe and Africa with one base. And then we probably need another base somewhere around here, and maybe a base in North America, a base in South America, if we go that far. But placing our first base somewhere in East Africa, somewhere like this, well, maybe it's the top of Scotland, the Outer Hebrides. They trust me, the Scots in the north, well, they'll deal with the aliens on their own. We've got all of Finland, Scandinavia, we've got all of Europe. We could actually come a little bit further east if we want to cut off a little bit more of... I mean, it doesn't matter too much. I'm going to put the base around about here. Now, I need a name for this base. For now, we're going to call this Atlas Base. Actually, I think Atlas is the canon name. We're going to call this Alpha Base for right now, but you will be able to suggest a new name for this base. Now, new objective. Doomsday Counter. Objective. Prevent Doomsday Counter exceeding 100. The aliens are attempting to spark a nuclear war by raising tensions between capitalist and communist nations. If they succeed, the scattered human survivors would have no hope of repelling an invasion. We must keep the Doomsday Counter under control until the invasion begins. Allowing it to exceed 100 for more than one day will result in alien victory. Successful enemy activity on the geoscape will increase Doomsday. So we have to work really hard to basically defuse a Cold War that's about to go hot. This is definitely all new to me. If we let this happen, then we'll be in a bad situation. So, as always in Xenonauts, as soon as we start clicking, the game timer starts. Here's our current base. There's a few things I want to build. We've got 1.5 million available to build out with. The first thing I want to do is I want to add a new hangar. What is the button to rotate? It is this button here. So I'm going to add a new hangar. I actually want to add 2 hangars if I can, but we don't need to rush that too fast. We also want to add an additional generator, so I want to go radar, radar. Agency bonuses are important, so I'm going to put another generator here. We need more living quarters so we can have more troops. At the moment, we are almost at living capacity at 22 of 24. So I want to add some living quarters. We've got 800,000 left. I want to add another lab if we can afford it. We can. We don't have the scientists for it yet, but we're going to need some labs. Now, if we think about this base is going to be really hard to defend because the aliens get in through the hangars. And at the moment, they've got two avenues if they get into the base, through the radar room or through the supplies. If I was to put a lab here, it just means this hangar is going to be... I can't afford to put a lab here or here. So I'm going to have to put the lab here. I'm going to have to leave these 2 spaces empty just so we can funnel the enemies if they ever attack this base. So I'm going to add a lab here. That brings us back to 300k. There's basically nothing else I can afford to build right now. We could build a missile battery. But that's all I can afford. We could build more living quarters. Another generator, a storeroom, or another hangar. Another hangar is on my list. I don't know if I want to start with a hangar or not. It's going to take a really long time for me to get a 3rd plane. I think I want to start that hangar when the plane is deployed. At the moment, there is nothing we can research. Hi, Gaius. There's nothing we can build apart from an interceptor, which will cost us 500,000, which we do want to save up for and build ASAP, but we can't do that until the hangar is available. We do have some soldiers, and the last thing we can spend money on is recruiting some additional soldiers. So we have a look. Our best soldiers in terms of accuracy are 62 and 61. Let's see if there's anyone available. I've got slots for two soldiers with better accuracy than that. Well, there's Private Liam Abbott here. These people will all be renamed. Bad reflexes, high accuracy. They might be a good sniper. And Victor here also looks like they've got decent stats. So I'm going to recruit both of them for 40k. What else do we have? Base stores are empty. Armory will start out in a minute. We have one aircraft that just has an autocannon. Now, in the actual storyline of the game, I've skipped through the tutorial, I've skipped through the introduction because we've seen that a few times. But if you're joining us fresh, the main Xenonauts base was compromised in the tutorial, and we have fled to a secondary base, which is why this base is very basic. And one of the first things we're going to have to do is move in and liberate the old base and try and work out what happened and how we lost it. That's our first main mission. So let's speed up time and see what happens. We're going to make a little bit of money because both our workshop and our researchers are not doing anything. So here's our first enemy, the Cleaners. Although the unknown extraterrestrial forces scouting our planet remain the ultimate threat to humanity, their work has been assisted by a mysterious human organization known informally as the Cleaners. We know little about the Cleaners beyond the fact that they invariably appear within a few hours of suspected alien activity, forcibly taking eyewitnesses into custody and erasing all evidence that might hint at an extraterrestrial presence. Important missions are always handled by teams of Cleaner soldiers carrying military rifles and wearing distinctive green hazmat suits and rebreathers that entirely conceal their identities. More mundane work is usually handled by besuited agents equipped more like law enforcement personnel. As anyone that develops an interest in the Cleaners tends to disappear without a trace, we previously avoided probing too deeply into their organization. In turn, the Cleaners largely left us alone. One suspects our operations director's monomaniacal focus on operational security made monitoring our activities far too difficult to be worthwhile. Obviously, this equation has now changed. The Cleaners are clearly devoting significant resources to eliminating us, and we must be prepared to fight them directly if we wish to learn more about our alien enemies. I hope you and your men are equal to the task, Commander. If we cannot defeat the Cleaners, humanity stands no chance against their extraterrestrial masters. So we have an unknown military organization in the Cleaners up against us, an unknown military organization that is against the aliens. We don't have any real official support right now. We are basically just a bunch of cowboys with guns and a helicopter. That's really what the Xenonaut team are right now. Alright, let's speed time up again, and we'll wait for something to pop. And here is the tactical mission to take out Atlas Base. We must regain control of Atlas Base for long enough to destroy any remaining equipment that our enemies could use to monitor our covert activities. So this is an elimination mission in a facility. We have 3 days to complete the mission. If we complete the mission, we get strategic ops. If we lose the mission, we get game over. Now, I'm just going to close this for the moment, and I'm just going to check on our barracks. We have 2 soldiers arriving in 1 day. I would like to bring them on this mission because they have good accuracy. So I'm just going to let the timer tick on until they arrive. And we're just waiting for that report that they have arriven. Where is it? I'm getting a bit worried now. Where are our soldiers? They're 0 days away. Okay. Where are you, boys? Because we're going to lose this mission very soon. Okay, they have arrived, so we're going to close this, we're going to go back to the close speed, and we're going to prepare for this mission. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to prepare the combat team. I'm going to name our soldiers. I will do all of that off camera as I prepare. And obviously, if you haven't watched one of these series before, the soldiers we're sending out are named after people who support the channel. So if you support me on Ko-Fi, you get preference. Then I go with Twitch subs, then I go with YouTube members. So that's just how that works out if you want to be named. Other things can be named by anyone. So, for example, if you want to name the base, just pop a name in the comments of the video. I'm also looking for names for our call signs for our aircraft, and we also did a call sign for our helicopter as well. So those can all be done by anyone. But for right now, I'll be back with you once I've got our team set up for the mission. Okay, we have the team prepped for the mission. Because we're going to be fighting indoors in close quarters, this is going to be a heavy CQC mission. I'm bringing 3 shields, and my shield loadout for this mission is a primary shield, so they've got a good absorption weapon for taking cover, taking fire, with pistols for all of my shield units. They're all coming in with 1 round of ammunition and a secondary stun baton, because we actually want to try and capture some people alive here. They're also all bringing a shotgun and a spare ammo pack for the shotgun. They're going to drop these on the first turn. It's just so that if the shields break, they can retreat back through the map, grab a shotgun, and get back into the fight. So that's what my shields are all carrying. Our shield units for this first mission are Toasted Waffles, Cashmere Goat, and Sorbacol. Then I'm bringing 3 assaults. Assaults are very, very powerful in the early game. So we've got Asteria Vox, we've got Sir Crazy Dice Pow. Unfortunately, there's not enough room for their full name. It should be Sir Crazy Dice Power. And we also have King of Gurai coming along as our assaults for this mission. Our assaults are packing a shotgun, a stun baton, 1 extra clip of shotgun rounds, 2 grenades, 2 flashbangs, 2 smoke grenades, apart from King of Gurai, who's a little bit stronger and is taking a second flashbang. I'm deliberately overloading all of my units to give them a carry weight penalty, because that will help train their strength, which means they can carry more stuff throughout the campaign. We're also bringing 2 riflemen. I'm not taking a sniper on this mission. It's a little bit too hard to use a sniper in the close quarters we're going to be in. I've got Fat Newbie 2, and I've got Cameron Workman as our ranged units for this mission. Again, I've slightly overloaded them to give them that little bit of a buff to their strength. They're both coming in with assault rifles. They're both bringing med kits. They're both bringing tactical aim modules, which gives them +4 accuracy, an extra round of ammo, a grenade, a smoke grenade, and a flashbang. They're basically just going to be tactical, do-everything units. Everybody is taking tactical armor with the heavy armor module, or just additional armor, apart from our 2 riflemen, so they can carry a little bit extra. I didn't mean to do that. And I think we are ready to deploy for the mission. So we're not taking a sniper rifle, we're not taking an MG, we're not taking a grenade launcher. We're not taking any gas masks for this mission either. I would like to take rebreathers on all of my shields, but I just didn't have the weight capacity for it. If I wanted to take, they're just not strong enough yet. And then for equipment, there's nothing here we're really not taking apart from combat knives, because if we're going to do anything, we want to capture people, there's no need for demolition charges, and I'm not loving demo charges in this territory. Like when there's buildings and stuff, yes. For this mission, no. So that's all 8 slots on the aircraft filled up. So what we're going to do now is go back to the geoscape. We're going to launch the mission. The team are ready to go. We're heading for Atlas Base, and we're going to launch the aircraft. This just lets me configure the team here, but I like to configure them beforehand. So let's launch. Skyhawk is in the air, and they're en route to Atlas Base. And we are now ready to commence tactical battle. I will see you on the ground. Okay, mission briefing. Our organization was unable to destroy our encrypted command systems during the hurried evacuation of Atlas Base. We cannot risk our enemies gaining access to the valuable data within. The cleaner assault teams now appear to have departed the facility, leaving only a handful of enemy agents behind. Eliminate them so we can complete our mission. Victory conditions: eliminate all hostile units. Loss conditions: all Xenonauts are eliminated. Commander, this is a critically important mission. We left a lot of important things behind when we evacuated Atlas, including several years of research data. You need to clear the facility of hostiles so we can search through it and destroy anything that might let our enemies monitor us. And recover my research data. Yeah. Look, I can't risk contacting our agents until I know our communications network is secure. The cleaners have withdrawn their assault force and sent in a team of analysts, so hopefully this won't be too hard. Oh, and if you happen to run into the General, this isn't the time for sentimentality. So just to recap, the General used to be our General, but this is our old base that's been hit by the cleaners, and we've lost control of the General, and we need to work out why. Here is our team for the mission: 3 shields, 3 assaults, 2 assault rifles. First thing we're going to do is we're going to jump into the inventories of our team. We're going to dump their shotguns on the floor. That's going to give us back the time units that they're missing from being overloaded. This just means that if their shields are destroyed, I can come back and pick up their shotguns, so they've got something to do. Now we have 4 exits to this room. I want to minimize our contact, so I want to push through one of these exits and cycle around. I always like to go through the left door, so that's where we're going to go here. If you are new to this channel, or at least new to me playing games like Xenonauts 2, Do not expect me to overanalyze every turn until I find the absolute perfect option. That's not how I play. And it can frustrate people if you're used to watching other YouTubers or content creators who play perfectly. I kind of go a little bit more on vibes, and I like sort of set the action to be quite high and keep things moving. So that's why you're going to see me move quite fast and kind of go with my gut on a lot of decisions, which you may not agree with. What we're doing here is we're setting up a shield wall. 3 shields, then the door, shotguns behind it, and I've got my rifles covering the rest of the room should something come in. We're not going to breach this turn because we're low on time units, so we're going to hold for this turn, and we're going to break in. We're able to hear the enemies moving around the map, so we can also get rid of this tooltip. So that noise is enemies opening and closing doors. There are enemies and they are moving around. Okay, we're going to breach this room. Right, we have a laboratory with at least 1 enemy in it that we can see. That does not mean that's all the enemies. What we're going to do is we're going to move Sober Coal forward 1 tile. And then 2 tiles. And we've discovered another enemy to the left. So there's an enemy somewhere here. Let's bring Toasted Waffles forward too. Looks like they may just be tucked in behind here. They've used their reaction shots. But if I bring Cashmere forward... They've discovered them. Okay, we found an enemy. Now, what I would love to do is knock this enemy out. If we can capture one early, it means I don't need to mess around later on in this mission trying to capture a cleaner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Sorbical around this corner, and they're going to act as cover for one of our shotgunners. But we'll soften this guy up with some pistol rounds, first of all. These are just enemy agents. They've got SMGs and shotguns. That was a good shot. Okay, they still have AP, but we should be okay. That's him down. The enemy are now completely out of AP. What I want to do is try and bring our shotgunners in to weaken this guy, but hitting him a couple times with a pistol will make life a little bit easier. So I'm going to bring Cashmere Goat to this position here and take a shot. That's done some damage to him. We have enough for 1 more shot. I don't think a second shot will kill him. Let's not take the chance. Asteria Fox, if we move Toasted out of the way. So how far into the room can Toasted get? If a Toasted can go to the door, that would be fantastic. If we can set Toasted up... We'll set Toasted up over here, so they can watch the door for us. And then we're going to bring Asteria in, and we're going to try and knock this guy out with the stun battle. Now, if this fails, we could be in a lot of trouble, but I have shotgunners in reserve in case this doesn't work. We don't need to do this to every enemy, but we do need to knock some enemies out. We've got 1 attack. And Asteria, unfortunately, missed with that attack. We can attack diagonally, so I think we're going to bring Crazy Dice Power in to do the same move. And they should get 2 attacks here. Okay, he is now unconscious. This is now a captured enemy agent. We could now no longer need to worry about capturing the enemy, which is huge for us. I'm going to bring King of Gurai in, over, and behind... who's this? Toasted Waffles. I'll get Toasted Waffles to crouch. King of Gurai is watching the correct direction. Sobracle's out of AP. I'm going to get Cashmere Goat to just turn around and face the door. Our 2 riflemen are going to hold for 1 more turn, and then we're going to retreat them through this doorway, because we're going to just keep tracking backwards so we don't leaving anyone behind. But that first room was pretty good. We took a little bit of damage because I underestimated the Overwatch, but honestly nothing to worry about. Let's end the turn. Oh, hang on, I should hit control, and then it won't warn me that people haven't activated. Okay, enemy activity. The doors will close after 1 turn. Alright, I'm going to set up our shield wall again, and then we're going to breach again. So forward, forward, forward. We're not always going to have this many shields, but for this mission we are. Let's make sure you've got your shotguns re-equipped. Let's crouch all of you. And let's get our riflemen out of this room. So you need to come up here and open the door for me. And then... there's not really a good position to watch the room apart from back here, which you don't have enough AP to get into. So just... you can't even duck around the corner. That's really frustrating. I don't think anyone's going to come in after you, though. But just... I don't like this. Just run in. And then we'll get you to run in as well. You can make it around the corner at least. Can you turn around? No. Okay. We'll only know if someone is in here if we hear movement. But let's end the turn. I want to play this really carefully. Minimizing risk, but moving fast. Alright, let's open the door. We're going to generate a room which looks empty, doesn't mean it is empty. We're going to move in with Cashmere Goat. Cashmere Goat is our test. Check left, check right. It's looking clear. Step forward. Okay, room is clear. We have 2 exits to this room. What we want to do is set up a shield wall at this door. And then we want to watch the right side with shotguns. So you can go here, you can go here, and you can go here. And then we're going to bring our riflemen back. We are going to watch this room for a turn. So bring you to here, watch this way. Oh, the door's closed itself. Okay. In that case, just keep moving forward, I think. We'll bring the riflemen up. You're not going to have enough AP to move this far. But get into this room so the door closes behind us. All right. And everyone is ready. You need to face this way. You need to face this way. You guys need to crouch. I think we're good to go. These agents drop SMGs, which are quite nice to pick up on your shield units. They're a little bit lighter than the shotguns. They're not great, though. They're just cool for like a coolness factor. All right, let's see what's through this doorway. We have a corridor. So this is the back side of the base. The control room, I believe, is somewhere back here. We want to clear the core of the base before we push too far forward. So we're going to hold this door with maybe a shield and a shotgun. We're going to reposition the rest of the team to this side and push through this way. So we're going to leave Toasted Waffles and King of Gurai to watch this direction. We're going to bring Sorbacol over to here. We're going to bring Kashmir Goat to the other side of the door. I'm going to bring our shotguns up behind them. I'm going to reposition these two to the middle of the doorway so the doorway doesn't close. I'm basically just in that direction. So we're going to put King of Gurai here watching this way. So anyone who comes around should get hit by them before they take damage. The damage is directional, so we should be good here. We're going to crouch these two. Make them face this way and crouch. Oh no, I should actually I want to crouch everybody because we're going to try and shoot over their heads. Now I can't 100% remember the mechanics on this, but I think we're good if they're all crouching. There's a chance to hit, but we should be okay. I'm not going to open this door this turn. We're just going to continue to wait. Worst thing that could happen right now is someone comes up behind us and opens this door, and there is a possibility of that. That could have been this door opening. We don't know because no one's looking at it. Alright, back to our turn. Let's open this door. Okay, we have a radar room with a lot of enemies in it. We've got a guy here with an SMG, a guy here with an SMG, and a guy here with an SMG. We definitely want to do some damage in here. We also have access to flashbangs and smoke if we need it. I think opening with a flash in here might be a good shout to take this guy down, but we don't have a very high chance of the flash getting to him. 20% is very, very low. This is a very awkward room. What I might need to do is just push in with the shields, take some fire on them, open up some angles. So let's bring a shield. If I bring a shield to here, it's going to activate him and him. Let's just step forward 1 square and take a shot at this guy. Okay, he's down. Return fire. That was a terrible shot. Let's bring this shield to here. And you take a shot at him. Okay, good shot. You got another one. Okay, return fire off both of them. They should be out of actions now. I'm going to bring Cameron up to here. Cameron should have a shot on this guy. Insufficient time. Oh, he's set to a high-powered shot. We'll take the 29% on him. Okay, that was a miss. That's okay. We're trying a few things out. If I bring Sir Crazy Dice Power, actually, there is another guy here, and we should have checked for that first. This is the sort of thing that I need to remember how to do. Okay, I'm going to bring Sorbacol in to this position here and crouch, and then we're going to use them as a shield for Crazy Dice Power, who's going to open up at this guy with a shotgun. He's down. Okay, good. Let's move Crazy Dice Power is now blocking. So can I get them in here? I probably can't. I can get them. So this is cover from this guy here. So they're now in awkward cover. At the moment, Sorbacol is in bad cover, but we can turn them around. Cameron is in cover, and Kashmir Goat is in cover. Now, I don't want this engagement to end with enemy and live enemies if I can avoid it. I have a shotgun still available, and I have a rifle still available. Fat Newbie is not in a great position to lend fire support to this engagement right now. They're not going to have a lot of time units left. The best I can probably do with them is move them up for next turn. I think what I want to do is bring Asteria in and flashbang this guy and hope that the cover we have is good enough against this guy who is injured, and being injured will lower his accuracy. So if I put Mysteria here, they will have enough to throw a flash. So we will throw a flashbang to this corner here. Why am I not have a flashbang? There we go. 62% chance we're going to throw. And that was a bad throw, and that did not go where I wanted it to go. What I'm going to do is bring Fat Newbie into the room, crouch them for additional cover, and that's how we're going to have to hold it. There's no one left in that room that has AP that we can use. Sorbacol has 9. Let me just check the facing on Sorbical. Sorbical's facing is awkward. We're probably going to take some hits here. These guys here, I want to just hold. What we're going to do is we're just going to crouch Toasted Waffles, and we're going to hold on this side. Let's end the turn. Okay, shield's broken, I think, on that character. That's a dangerous move. I don't like that. Very aggressive. That's going to take a while to heal. Alright, let's check the situation. So I think, yeah. Kashmir Goat's shield is now broken. First things first, let's kill this guy. He's down. Now we need to take care of this one. I think my rifleman should be able to do it. Cool, he's down. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to recover the SMG once we're set up. And we're going to keep holding this corridor, and we're going to bring forward our one shield we have remaining, and we're going to breach this doorway next. But I'm going to set up a little bit safely before that. We're going to set up on either side of the doorway for now. You will probably not have enough AP to make it over there, so you just end your turn here. Asteria, you need to come up here. I'm going to hit Fat Newbie, took that shot, which was actually a really nice shot. If I put Cameron here, both my riflemen are covering this doorway. And I'm actually going to probably grab this. No, let's take the safe SMG. Let's grab this SMG here next turn on Kashmir Goat. We're going to keep holding this angle with these two. I'm a bit worried about getting hit from behind. Probably next turn we'll bring them in. But let's end this turn. Yeah, it's okay. I want to clear out as many enemies as I can before we hit the control room. So we're going to grab this guy's SMG. We're going to grab the ammo. And now Kashmir Goat has a weapon, which is actually kind of useful in this CQC environment. I want to stack up one of my shotguns on this side of the door, facing this way, and I want to get Kashmir to support them. So it's going to take me a couple of turns to set this up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring back King of Gurai to here, and we're going to bring Toasted Waffles to here. We're just going to get them to watch our backs. So make sure we're covering both doors with them, and they're just covering our backs for right now. That's perfect. And then everyone else here, my riflemen are here to cover the doorway. We've got the doorway covered. Asteria needs to face this way. Let's crouch both of these two in case someone comes through, and end the turn. There's definitely still enemies moving around. This door just closed. Okay. I want to bring Kashmir to here. But I think we're ready to open the door as is. Kashmir can get involved next turn. Let's open the door. You need to be in front of it. Okay, we're going to get Sorbical to step forward. Face this way. Open the door. Into a corridor. Okay. Control room might not be where I thought it was. I thought the control room was here. Control room could be here. We need to be very careful clearing this corridor, because we've got enemies on both sides. There's also a room here. The fact that there's a room here makes me feel like the control room is going to be here. But we have to clear this very, very carefully. No enemies on that angle. We can't see anyone there. I'm just going to crouch you here. We're going to bring the shotgun around. Watch this way. Other shotgun to here. Crouching, watching this way. Found an enemy. I don't know if we've got a shot. There's a chance we could hit Sorbical from here. If I move... step out, though, I might get hit. I think I'm just going to flash this guy this turn, and then next turn we can deal with him. So he's flashed. I might be able to do something with Asteria, actually. If I bring Asteria to here, we've got a 60% times 3. That's a miss. Asteria has missed with a grenade and a shotgun shot so far this playthrough, which is not looking good. He is suppressed, but that does mean he can still do something. 14 for a shot. If I put you here and face you here, you do actually potentially have a reaction shot. My rifleman can't do a ton. Let's bring Cameron up to here. Let's bring Fat Newbie up to here. Let's bring our rear support team forward. We'll bring the shield up as far as we can. We'll bring the shotgun up as far as we can. Watch the back door. And a little bit worried about having this open enemy here, but no one else has any AP. Let's end the turn and see what happens. These cleaners seem to have a little bit of a aggressive take to them. It looks like he may be passing his turn. He did pass his turn. Okay. Let's finish him off. I want to give Asteria a chance to redeem themselves. Let's see if she can do it. Just a shotgun shot to the back of the head, please. Try again. Okay, he's down. Asteria definitely needs to spend some time on the range. Let's bring our shield around the corner to here. Okay. I don't want to go further around than this. I want to take these 2 rooms. But we're going to set up another shield wall here. We're going to use Sorbical facing this direction. And then I want to tuck Kashmir Goat in here. But we're going to breach this room next, I think. So I want to bring Sir Crazy Dice Power to watch the side of the door. You don't have any AP left, Asteria, which I don't love. We'll get King of Gurai on the other side of the door. And we're going to bring Toasted... Oh, Toasted's blocked in right now. We'll move Kashmir Goat to here. And they're going to watch this direction, so they can cover anyone who comes through. We're going to support them with Cameron Workman watching this way. And then we're going to bring Toasted Waffles to this doorway. Crouch them. And behind them, actually behind this cover, we're going to put Fat Newbie too. And we're going to crouch them. And let's end that turn. There can't be that many enemies left. This is why I have people set up. He ran away. Reaction fire for my team is not great. Yeah, but that was some good shooting. I'm happy with that. Good work on the shield. Doesn't matter if you're suppressed. The shield is doing its job. It's tanking hits for us. So this is an armory, and I've got a feeling the room is connected. So if we open this door, it is not connected. Okay, we've got an enemy in a barracks, but oh, if I move Fat Newbie here, we should have a shot on this guy. And he's down. Cool. Alright, let's move in with Toasted and see if there's any other enemies in this room. Room looks clear. So we've got a flank on the guy that's in here now. Toasted can actually get to this door, face this way, and open it for us. And there's the guy that was just shooting at us. I'm not going to shoot at him because I don't want to give away that we are here. What do I want to do about this? Shotgun probably won't be that accurate at this range. It's going to take quite a lot of TU to get over to him. Let's take the pistol shot. Okay, that was an unbelievable shot, Toasted Waffles. I'm very impressed with that. Shotgun's up to clear the room next turn. We'll get Asteria up. Just watching in this direction. I want the shield to face this way. You're all basically on Overwatch. You're out of AP almost. Yeah. Let's just crouch you and we'll end for this turn. That's fine. You're just holding AP for reaction fire. I think we've cleared out everything but the control room now. I heard enemy movement there. Let's see if there's anyone in this room still. There could be someone in this corner. Or this corner. Okay, room is clear. We are ready to progress around this corner now. So we're going to get Sorbical to make that move. Always using the shields as our... Okay. So this is the control room. And we've got the cover. These are actually really... The layout of this control room is really annoying. Let's bring our shield units up. We're going to take a turn or so to get everybody together. So it's going to be a couple of turns of movement. I'll get through that as fast as I can. Just basically want to bring everyone up here as fast as we can. Throw a little bit of caution to the wind. I always pick high turn unit soldiers for my assaults, which is why they all have so many TU to play with. Okay, I think everyone is active apart from Asteria. We'll bring Asteria over to here. Actually, I'll just cancel that move. Oh, that's fine. No one's going to open this door, right? And kill us. Now we have a very important mission. We need to capture the general. There's a huge bonus to knocking him out rather than killing him, because we need to work out why he has switched sides. He's basically flipped to the enemy side, and we need to work out what's going on. We're going to spend one more turn just bringing soldiers up so we can prep before we go loud. I'm going to put a shield on each side of the door. Obviously don't have enough for Toasted to get here yet. We'll put a shotgun behind each shield. I'm not going to put the other shotgun in place just yet, but it'll probably be King of Gurai. We obviously have Sir Crazy Dice Power, who can't make it over here just yet. And then I'm probably going to have my rifles on either side here so they can flip around the corner. So can I get Fat Newbie here? Not able to yet. Oh, there's a complete block. Okay, let's get Cameron as my other rifleman. Let's put them here. Cool, and then you should now be able to make it to here. Yeah. Or almost for next turn. Kashmir Goat, I'm going to stack over here. And then we have our other shotgun here. And I think we're pretty much ready to prepare next turn. Lots of stuff happening in here. There could be a lot of enemies in this room. There's also doors by the sounds of it. Oh, that'll be that door there closing. Okay. You move to here. Crouch. Shotgun behind you. I want to uncrouch the shotgun. We'll put the assault rifle here on the corner. We'll have the other shotgun and the SMG ready to go as well. Next turn we're breaching when everyone has full AP. That's really important that we wait for full AP on everybody. Okay, let's get ready to breach. This is where it could all go wrong, because cover is terrible. I'm breaching now. You. I recognize all of you. Why don't I remember anything about you? It doesn't matter. I will not allow you to interfere. Alright, so we have two guys with SMGs and we have the general. We do not want to kill the general. So let's start off by probably flashing the room. Because I don't want to mess around with these guys. I think we've got kills, actually. You've got a 20 times 3. It's the cover that he's in is a little bit problematic. I might just grenade him, actually. Let's just hit him with a frag grenade. Oof, that was one hell of a shot. We'll just deal with that bleed straight away. You don't have another shot. You've got a snapshot, but that's it. Oh no, back to you. You don't have enough for a grenade shot, but I might as well take the shotgun shot, just in case. Okay, that took out his cover, which means that you've got an easy shot on him. Only 33%. What about your shot? See what our... Okay, one down. Oh, come on. Stop shooting King of Gurai. He's behind a shield. Alright, we need to take this guy out next. And I'm going to flash the boss, the general, so he doesn't do anything else. So we're going to bring Sorbical forward. They have a shot, but they need to move forward one more step to give someone behind them a shot. You've got another shot. Okay, the general has got a lot of AP. Not too happy about you taking a shot now that you are out of ammo. I don't have your armor anymore, I should say, not ammo. You can't get in there either. From there, you've got a 59% chance to hit, but you're also carrying my flashbang. And I would rather you flashbang the general right now to make sure he is flashed. 25% chance to hit Sorbical. Sorbical will crouch. Now we've got a 48, 54, 53. I want to go for scatter here and hope it hits. Okay, that's what I was worried about. Okay, and we're getting a lot of Overwatch from the enemy. I'm surprised they have this much. I should have known that was Asteria throwing that that flashbang. Let's bring Sir Crazy Dice Power into the room. And they have just enough to throw a flash. Oh, they need 33, okay. Because they need to turn around. That's frustrating. Very low chance of hitting here, but they may kill the cover. Okay, that's him out of the picture. We just need to take care of this guy now. So I need to get a flash on him. If you move there, you do not have enough for a throw. I think I'm going to smoke grenade him, actually. And then what that will do is it'll just reduce his accuracy. I'm just looking at the tiles I can smoke grenade from. Probably here is my best bet right now. Smoke grenade to here. Okay, he is the only unit in the room not in smoke right now, so that's fantastic. Kashmir Goat doesn't have any grenades, and Fat Newbie is out of AP. King of Gurai is badly damaged. Toasted Waffles can move forward to provide some shielding for the team. So we'll get you there. You can't crouch. You need to get into cover. And what I'm going to do is turn off Overwatch on all of our guns, just to make sure we do not accidentally shoot the MVP. We need to capture this VIP, so I want to make sure that nobody is doing any Overwatch fire on any of their non-stun weapons. I think that's everybody. Okay, this is not an ideal breach. I'm not particularly happy with this, but there's not much else I can do right now. So we're just going to have to tank the general for a turn. Hope he doesn't kill anybody. The smoke should mess up any shots he tries to make. I think he's just passing his turn. Yeah, he passed his turn. Okay. We really, really need to grenade this guy this turn. Asteria is out of flashbangs. Sir Crazy Dice Power has 1. If I move them to here, they will still have enough AP for a throw. They'll also trigger any fire from him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Toasted Waffles up to here to trigger any Overwatch fire. Okay, no more Overwatch fire from him. We're now going to move Crazy Dice Power to here. And we're going to throw a flashbang. Oh my god. Okay, my team cannot throw grenades to save their lives. If I get you up here, can you smoke again? Yes, you can. Right. Just throw a smoke grenade at him. Okay, he is in the smoke. Or is he still out? He's still not actually in the smoke. But that should stop him from doing anything crazy on his turn. I do have a flashbang on Cameron. I could bring Cameron up to here, and they should have enough AP to throw the flash. Obviously, you still have Overwatch? Oh, we're taking way too many hits, and I just crouch, which means I cannot fire the grenade. And you can't heal yourself either. You still have a flashbang. You don't have enough if you get to there. You can throw it from there, but I honestly don't think you're going to get it in position. Game tells me 65%. I bet you that doesn't happen. Okay, we finally suppressed the general. There's nothing you can do to help here. Actually, you can get in and just be available if I need to heal anybody. So you can just crouch, and there's absolutely nothing Kashmir Goat can do. So I'm just going to get Kashmir to, like, watch our backs. Alright, end the turn. Sorbacle, there's nothing Sorbacle can do either. We'll just get Sorbacle to crouch. We're going to have to try and beat him up next turn. Okay, Cameron has gone unconscious. That's fine. The smoke does drive people unconscious. He has so much AP. Alright, let's start beating him up. Asteria, you've failed pretty much everything I've asked you to do this mission. Can you please beat up the general with your stun baton? Okay, that was a hit. That's a good start. Sir Crazy Dice Power only has 29 AP. Toasted Waffles only has 29 AP. I can get them here, but they won't have any turn units left. I can get you here. You won't have any turn units left. We're going to have to flash this guy again to make sure he's not killing Asteria on his turn. Or we're just going to... Yeah, cool. I'm obviously relying on flashbangs way too much. Let's get you here so that next turn you're ready to beat him up. And then you don't have an AP left because you just got double flashed. You do have a flash, but you only have 15 AP if you move forward. And you need 22. So from here you could potentially flash him. I don't mind about my team losing out on AP. I just want to make sure he doesn't get too many shots, which we've managed to get. And then we'll bring King of Gurai up because he can also do some melee damage. Oh, I'm just getting all of this. Not even paying attention to this. Okay, end the turn. Yeah, Kashmir Goat isn't going to do anything. Okay, all of my team are getting stunned by the smoke, and he isn't. And Asteria Fox is dead. Oh, they're unconscious. They're not dead yet. But we need to fix this turn. We only have this turn to finish this. Hit him. Okay, he's out. Thank goodness. What a mess. What a mess! There's definitely people who have cleaned that a lot better than I did, but we got there in the end. I don't think anyone has died. We just have 2 unconscious soldiers. Okay, we took some big risks there in order to make sure that we captured the general. If I just went in there and killed the general, it would have been a lot easier. We do have 4 injured and 2 wounded. Asteria is out for 35 days. But she has gotten herself a Crimson Heart, as has King of Gurai, which gives them a +1 to all stats, which is something. Asteria's leveled up a lot. Everyone has leveled up in strength, I believe, from being overtaxed, which is good. No, actually not, but a lot of people have. We managed to get 12 submachine guns, 11 cleaner corpses, 1 captured cleaner agent, 1 captured general, which is exactly what we wanted from this mission. So let's accept that. Operations points. Strategic operations and supporter recruitment are now available. The destruction of the Atlas Base Command Room allows Operations Division to deploy covert agents to assist with our objectives. Our organization receives 8 operation points per day, which can be spent on conducting various kinds of strategic operations for instant benefits or on recruiting supporters to unlock permanent bonuses. Operation points can be spent to eliminate alien infiltrators, which will reduce the daily counter progress. So, we can spend 100 operation points to raise funds, We can spend 100 operation points to reduce tension. We have 166 available. In each area of the world, we have different operations we can conduct. So we've got, there's some I think that are unavailable until we perform various operations. So in the Soviet territories, for example, I'm worried about clicking on, so this is what the supporters do. We can, so we've got security. It's kind of mixed up a little bit depending on the areas as well. We've identified a local military official who we believe could assist our organization in neutralizing extraterrestrial security threats. They will give us -2 doomsday per day, but they are heavily guarded. We need 325 OP to recruit this supporter. The recruit supporter action will convert this neutral official into a Xenonaut supporter that will provide your organization with a permanent bonus. If all supporters in a region are recruited, the local government will provide Xenonauts with a large, unique regional bonus. We're going to start to work towards those. So we can't get this one. They also have an engineer. That will get us -5% engineering project duration. That's not huge for us right now. There's also intelligence, which gets us plus 1.5 operation points per day. Something we probably want to target to begin with. That gets us for 105. And then we've got a scientist, which is research project duration. Is there any others? There's also money. So over here we have funding, which gets us more monthly funding, which is also very valuable. And some of these have a star as well, which means they're heavily guarded, which increases the cost of recruiting them. So if we have a look around the world, we want to kind of focus on one area quickly to try and get ourselves that supporter bonus. And ideally, I want somewhere that will get us additional operations points and money. Europe has both of those, so I may focus on Europe to begin with. We do have a heavily guarded guy here. Purchase is known, but then we do have an elite supporter here. I might start with Europe, and I might start by just getting ourselves... Oh, I can just click on this for the whole thing. That's actually great. I'm thinking about going for the intelligence in Europe to start with. They're isolated, so they're cheap. We're going to recruit them. That's going to give us a slight bonus in operations points, and we're going to use that to kind of steamroll ourselves. I might just pick up a few of those to begin with. Let's get time moving forward, and we'll wait for the team to return to base. So we now have new research projects available for study. We've got waveform analysis, that's a plot one. We've got combat vehicles, and we've got the interrogation of the general. So we're going to assign a research project now. Analysis of the relationship between the quantum waveform pattern and increasing alien activity may allow us to predict the invasion. That will get us an extra $75,000 per month. We can research combat vehicles, which will let us get robotic, autonomous combat vehicles, which we do want. But I think we're going to start off with interrogation of the general. Interrogation of the general may help explain why he betrayed our organization. So I'm going to start that research and let that run. Now we have also picked up, oh yes, there are some graphic images in this game. We have actually automatically performed an autopsy of a cleaner agent. While it was previously unclear what role the smartly dressed agents observed supporting clean operations played within their organization, the autopsy process has revealed a great deal. There is little question that these cleaner agents are entirely human. Several of their bodies were easily identified from personal effects and medical records, and all have been confirmed as employees of government intelligence agencies. Operations Divisions was able to obtain their personnel files, and I see nothing to indicate that these individuals have been acting strangely or held unusual beliefs. It appears they are simply employees of intelligence agencies subverted by the cleaners. So the agents are just normal humans. They don't realize they're working for the aliens. Sadly, this probably reflects the dubious legality of our organization. Governments are either deliberately suppressing knowledge of alien activity or are being infiltrated by hostile forces intent on doing so, leaving us no choice but to operate beyond the law. Until this change, we will likely continue to clash with those who unwittingly do the bidding of the extraterrestrial invaders. Yet we cannot change course. The very survival of our species may rest on our success. Thankfully, cleaner agents are not particularly fearsome opponents. Lacking formal military training and equipped only with light weapons, they are notably less capable than one of our own soldiers. Then we have an interrogation of a cleaner agent. There is little doubt our captive cleaner agent is fully human, Commander. Troublingly, there is also no evidence to suggest they are under any form of alien control. Interrogation of the subject suggests he remains unaware of the ongoing extraterrestrial invasion, instead appearing to believe our organization represents a powerful crime syndicate, illegally manufacturing drugs and trafficking weapons. Sharing evidence of alien activity proved more effective than coercion, eventually resulting in the bewildered prisoner agreeing to cooperate with our questions. This allowed us to verify the identity of our captive and extract viable information about their recent activities. It appears the cleaners have subverted several important law enforcement agencies, allowing the creation of false investigations into their opponents, including us. Many of the cleaner agents we face are just ordinary men and women, all wholly unaware that they serve the interests of the invaders. This brings us back to our captive. As there seems no obvious reason to conduct a dissection, we have chosen to move him to our cells. We can consider releasing him once his knowledge no longer poses a threat to our organization, and that got us 50 op points for interrogating him. Again, there's nothing to build here right now, though I do want to get another hangar available at some point. The big push at the moment is to get enough money to build another Angel Interceptor at 500,000. One thing we can do is we can start selling some stuff off. We do not need cleaner submachine guns. I'm going to sell all of them. I don't think we need the cleaner corpses either. We might need them for some research. I'm going to hold on for the moment. I think if you click sell junk, it does get rid of everything you do not need. So if it's marked as junk, you don't need to worry about it. So we can sell all of this stuff. So we're just going to sell off a bunch of corpses and the submachine guns. And that gets us enough money to lay down another interceptor. But right now I cannot start building it because we do not have an empty hangar. So looking at our soldiers, we should have enough for a mission if we need it. Oh, it just hit, that's the autopsy and there's the interrogation. I didn't need to go into the menu for that. Okay, cool. We're at 111 points. That means I can probably get another... if there's another weak guy, we could get ourselves a security supporter who's weak. I'm looking for... There's a weak intel over here for more operation points. Let's grab that. So that's just a plus 11 operation points per day. And I think that's everything we can do for right now. So let's get time ticking forward again. I think we actually probably go to high speed. Infiltrators activated. Several potential supporters appear to be acting strangely, leading the operations division to conclude they are aligned with the cleaners. These supporters have been reclassified as infiltrators. We believe they are using their influence to accelerate Doomsday. Each active influencer will increase Doomsday counter by +1 per day. However, they can be eliminated by spending operations points. So I want to pop the time. So we now have these guys here are enemies, and we now need to eliminate them, which will cost us 100 operation points to do so. So that's kind of now our main mission, is to, because Doomsday is ticking up very quickly. But until we have 100 OP, there's nothing I can do. And there will also be elite ones like this guy here who will require 130 OP operation points to deal with. General interrogation. Capturing our former comrade has proved an astute choice, Commander. We have learned far more from studying him alive than we could have gained from a dead body. Observation of the interrogation carried out by the Operations Division suggests our prisoner is a shadow of the man who led this organization a few weeks ago. Confused and clearly disorientated, he frequently trails off midway through answers to stare blankly into space. At other times, he's consumed by flashes of rage, which then dissipate as fast as they appeared. Although our initial medical investigation revealed nothing unexpected, a subsequent brain scan revealed the presence of significant swelling and bleeding within the skull. This is the sort of injury one might see in a stroke victim, yet in this case the cause appears to be extensive tissue burns localized within the brain itself. Precisely how the general suffered severe burns to the inside of his head is unclear, yet it seems unlikely to be a coincidence. I remain skeptical our former leader would willingly betray the cause, suggesting our enemies possess some kind of ability to manipulate the human mind, albeit with significant side effects. Sadly, I cannot say whether he will ever recover from these injuries. His symptoms may improve as the cranial swelling from the burn subsides, or the brain damage may ultimately prove permanent. Regardless, he will spend the remainder of the war in a cell. Operations Division report that fragments of information gleaned from the General's rare moments of lucidity have nonetheless proved useful, especially when combined with intelligence extracted from the documents found in his possession. A number of our operatives have been freed up and can take on additional work. That gets us an additional 100 operations points, and we can now assign a new research project. I'm going to get combat vehicles researched. And what we're going to do is we're going to come back to the map, and I'm going to spend our 160 operation points on getting our... Oh, he's 325. I'm looking for more op income. We're going to have to go for the North America. I want more income before I start taking people out. So we're now up to 12.5 on operations points, which is a pretty decent income. That means almost every 10 days we'll have enough to take on a 150-ish. Not quite, we'll have 125. But basically we're building up our income quite nicely. Let's go back to high speed. And we have our first alien abduction. We have detected alien ground forces abducting civilians in this region. Rescuing the civilians will improve our relations with the local regions and allow us to recover alien resources. It is an abduction in a tropical biome. We have 3 days to react. If we win, we'll have 0 to 30% Doomsday reduction. If we fail, plus 30 to Doomsday, which is untenable. So, join me next time for this Doomsday mission. For now, this is the first mission of the campaign. I'm really excited for this. I know capturing the General was a bit of a mess, but honestly, that's how we do things here. I will catch you in the next video. I'm going to try and blitz these out this week, and I hope you've enjoyed this so far. If you want to name the base, our aircraft or the Skyhawk, please make a comment saying that you would like to. A like would be very, very much appreciated as well. And if you want to be a named soldier, remember, you have to be a supporter of the channel somehow. Anyone who supports from the Ko-Fi gets preference, and then Twitch subs and channel members, etc. Or, yeah, whatever. Any support gets your name, basically. For now, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao for now.